What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another Bitcoin analysis. You can see it behind me already, the 3-day chart. It's closing tonight and we're in a key resistance spot for Bitcoin right now. And we have to identify exactly what needs to happen for this current rally to continue. Of course, we've seen nice bullish structure on the smaller time frames, such as the 4-hourly chart here for the last few days and even weeks. And now it drifted over into the larger time frames as well. We see that Bitcoin broke the prior high, broke out of the downtrend even on a horizontal level, and is now looking for a higher low. And really we need to look at closely now where the key levels are and where the line in the sand lays for that higher low before we fall back down into a bearish structure. I will do all that. I will look at the 3-day chart, daily chart and 4-hourly chart today, and then towards the end of the week we of course also will look at the key levels on the weekly chart. So before we dive into the charts, guys, as always, a quick reminder, this channel here has been growing pretty steadily. We went from about 70 some subscribers in January to 2,500 some subscribers now. But of course, after losing my other account, Bitcoin Easy over on X, I had to get back over to pitfalls crypto, my old account. And I've been posting over there ever since. And there so far, the followers are still somewhere around 600. And if you want to catch my entire analysis and stay up to date with it all around the clock, I recommend you guys take a second, pause the video for a moment, get over there, hit the follow button, and then now we're ready to go straight into the charts. And of course, guys, if you're new to the channel, warm welcome, nice to have you here. Let me know who you guys are, get down into the comments, start engaging. This is what I'm looking for here on the channel. I'm not pushing any Bybit links or anything. I just want engagement for you guys, so we can get into some new segments. I want to start live streaming and all that. And that, of course, doesn't make much sense if no one's talking. If I'm just talking to the camera, I might as well record videos, right? And another thing that I wanted to announce, next week we have a new segment coming out. I will be teaching a good friend of mine on video, and I will be posting videos on that every week. We will be looking at the fundamentals to get into reading charts and everything, and make it all the way down there until he really understands how to place trades and how to become a profitable trader. Of course, guys, at this point, I also have to mention this is not financial advice, purely for educational purpose, and hopefully get some entertainment out of it as well. Now let's move my big face out of the way. So yeah, guys, here you can see it in the background. As always, we're kicking things off on the largest time frame, doing a top-down analysis here. And now you can see already the key level here. I marked everything out. I already spoke about it earlier on X. If you want to keep that for reference, head over there, save those images. Those are the 4-hourly chart and the 3-day chart. And yeah, guys, let's get into it. So here we see the closing lows, right, from January. This was the massive range here and the key area of interest that took Bitcoin to multiple all-time highs, right, including our current one, the 109K top. There we see the closing low. That is the key level here to break now on a closing basis to reclaim this area here as support. That, of course, has historically here been very strong resistance. And what we want to do here is close right above 92,600 roughly here on a 3-day closing basis, with that candle, of course, closing tonight. Ideally, we want to see this tonight, as we already have achieved that on the daily chart. But for now, we're still expecting a bit of a short-term pullback, so it becomes questionable if we will see this tonight or potentially on the next 3-day candle, right? So for this pullback, there's a very clean area that we can see here as well. I marked it here, defining support area for anticipated pullback. And this is the area, of course, that has been extremely strong resistance, therefore likely support if we get back down there. And it's the defining support area, because if we don't manage to get a bounce here, then we will not be able to confirm this bullish structure now, right? We can very clearly see here that we came out of a bearish structure where we've been printing lower highs here and then also lower lows here. And we have put in this low, broke the prior high of the structure, printed a higher high now. And of course, to confirm that higher high and confirm this break of the market structure, we also want to print a higher low here. Very similar to what we've been doing here already for a few weeks on the 4-hourly chart, right? Where we put in the double bottom formation and then started printing higher highs and higher lows here. Now it drifted over into the larger time frames, but we still need to confirm that structure. And therefore, this is a very key level here. The most bullish scenario, of course, is that we don't go down there anymore and that we reclaim this key area here that's now very visible on the daily chart as support right away. So why is this the key area? You can see here, this has been massive resistance and support for months here, right? For at least 2 months. And we bounced from there to multiple all-time highs. And every time we came back down there, we basically put in massive rallies until this point here. And this is where I told you guys when we were trading in this range, that if we lose this range here and we don't find an instant bounce here in this range between 92 and 90K, right? that if we start closing in there or closing below there, that we're going down towards 72 and 74k, which of course now 74,400 has been our bottom currently. So that is a very key area, the key area of interest here if we're looking at the prior range, and that is of course then turned into resistance, and now we want to reclaim it as support to look extremely bullish. And then above us here, previous range support from this area, of course massive resistance as well. If we can continue back above there, then we headed towards 98 and 100k. All still very far away for now. What we want to see here, of course, is first confirmation that this area is support. For that, we want to continue closing above there here, at least on a daily closing basis. And then we want it to drift over into the 3-day chart, and we start closing above here to really signalize that the bulls have regained this previous resistance area as support now. I will look at that key level as well on the weekly chart now towards the end of the week when it becomes relevant. Right guys, and here it's also very clear to see if we lose this range here, then of course the prior highs here between 87 and 88k become very likely support here. And from there is then really the line in the sand here where we really want to see a bounce. Otherwise we would fall back into the range of somewhere between 88k and 80k, and then it's likely that we trade sideways there for a while before we have another attempt at breaking those prior highs towards where our current high here for this rally lays. And here you can see it very clearly. This is of course everything I posted already over on X this morning. So another quick reminder guys, I had those crypto over there to get my updates all around the clock, and so that you don't always have to wait for new YouTube videos to come out. And here we see it, this clear structure, right? Double bottom formation, started printing higher lows here. And now the likely thing is here that we continue with another confirmed higher low here. And there's a really, really strong area down here from a Fibonacci retracement perspective. We can see that we have the 38.2 to the 61.8 here. And it comes here in company as well with a key moving average, which we of course utilized the other day to identify this rally, the start of this rally here, when we got the golden cross right here. And I told you guys, if the 200 crosses the 50 EMA on the 4-hourly chart, for the bull cycle so far, we had a 100% hit rate, then we will see a massive rally after that. And of course, that's exactly what happened here. So key area here between 90,500 roughly and 88k, same level that we saw as our prior resistance level on the daily chart. This is the key area where we want to find a bounce to continue here in this uptrend. More likely for the short term here that we see a bounce somewhere between 90,000 or 91k and 90k, and then get another crack here at the current height. And then we will see really if bulls are able to take control at these levels. And that then of course becomes very decisive for the mid to long term, especially if we can rally up towards 98 and 100k and break above there, then it's very likely that we're continuing upwards towards new all-time highs and putting in new tops before the summer even. But my bias is still that we see here, of course, a massive rally. I don't think that it's over yet. I think we still can go at least back towards where our top lays right now, or more likely towards 102k to 106k, and then come back down there before we see our cycle top and new all-time highs after the summer. This is of course still my bias now. But of course, guys, I'm always ready to pivot if we break significant level on the larger time frames. Then I'm happy to switch my bias. But right now, everything is still looking like we're having a bit of a relief rally here, or a very strong relief rally. And that then we're going to trade sideways for a bit throughout the summer before we see another big rally coming after the summer in autumn, winter, followed by a cycle top as well. Right, guys, and then here on the 4-hourly chart for early identification of continuation of the current uptrend, of course, we have to see the level up here as well. Right at 94,100 roughly. If we start closing above there on a 4-hourly closing basis, then we can expect the rally to extend towards 96 and 98k, and that's where it then becomes really decisive for the mid to long term for Bitcoin. Of course, I keep you guys updated on all of this over on X, and I will be posting shorter videos over there as well in the coming days. I have to apologize as well, guys. I promised you that I will be on a schedule this week. But this week has been absolutely crazy. A lot of stuff going on. Easter holidays. I had my anniversary with my girlfriend yesterday. And yeah, a bunch of stuff that I really didn't think about when I said this in the video the other day. But I will definitely make sure to get on a schedule. I really want to find a time in the morning to also bring you guys some more consistency, and so you guys know when to expect my updates every day. For now, of course, make sure to follow over on X. And guys, I'm out of here. As always, happy trading. See you soon.